When your niche and market research is sorted, you have to focus on getting suppliers on board. This part can leave most people overwhelmed. Hey guys, welcome to OBSHAK. My name is Adewale Adejumo. I'm a digital growth consultant. Firstly, you need to understand the dropshipping concept. So what is dropshipping, right? Well, dropshipping is a method in which you as a seller do not keep stocking inventory, but instead you work with suppliers who send the products direct to your customers. And your profit comes from the price difference between what you receive from your buyer and the amount paid to your supplier. As an example, imagine selling phones on your store for 1,000 Rand, and a customer from Durban, say Sihle, buys the phone from you, and you contact your supplier in Johannesburg and provide them with the dropshipping details of Sihle, and then you pay 700 Rand to the supplier, although you've received 1,000 Rand from Sihle. Then your profits, your gross margin in that transaction ends up being 300 Rand, which is 1,000 Rand minus 700. Today's video on how to start a dropshipping business in South Africa is brought to you by Dropstore. Dropstore is a dropshipping automation platform that lets you find products that you would like to dropship, add them to your online store, and ship them directly to your customers easily. And you don't even need to have inventory. Hence you operate with little risk, and you can sell from the best dropshipping suppliers from all over South Africa. So how do you start a dropshipping business? Well, it depends on a number of things, such as your niche market and the type of products that you intend to dropship. And it is important to bear in mind that dropshipping will not work with any product though. So products and market research is vital. And I will come back to the niche market issue shortly. A dropshipper can be a retailer, a wholesaler, or even a manufacturer. And in some rare cases, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that you right now are a retailer, an e-commerce store owner. So let's go back to the niche market. I mentioned the niche market and I didn't mention why this is important in dropshipping. The reason is because there are plenty of online shops which sell almost anything you can think of. However, most of these stores sell specialized niche products, so when you pick a niche, it will help you to target the right customers to come to your store. And this is highly crucial as it can make or break your dropshipping business. When your niche and market research is sorted, you have to focus on getting suppliers on board. This part can leave most people overwhelmed, but don't stress though. If your reach is strictly South Africa, then you should work with local suppliers because of the shipping speed with apps such as Dropstore. If your goal is global, then you might want to contact and team up with overseas suppliers, and you can easily do this with apps such as Adewale Adejumo and many more out there. If you're going to operate your dropshipping business within the South African markets, then I would suggest that you contact local suppliers and open trading accounts. Then you're good to go. However, please note that some suppliers in South Africa might not understand dropshipping until you explain the concept, but most would be willing to help you. Some suppliers have policies such as spending X amount per month in order to keep your account active, and some will require you to purchase in bulk beforehand or impose minimum order quantities or amount in order to supply any goods. But it all depends on the supplier and the type of products that you will be selling. If you feel like you want a bigger slice of the pie, selling to the global market will be ideal. However, competition is fierce because most dropshippers are selling identical products, and in order to simplify the process of working and choosing suppliers, apps like Adewale or Dropstore will provide the necessary infrastructure and tools to do so. So what are the advantages of dropshipping with South African suppliers? Number one, order processing is faster and usually within a few hours. Number two, shipping speed is quick, but depending on the freight company, delivery can take 1 to 3, sometimes even 5 days if you have a fast shipping supplier. Number three, communication is easier. You can phone, email, or even drive to them in case of emergency. I'm referring to your suppliers. Number 4, it's easier to verify whether they are a legit supplier or not by checking with the CRPC. So what are the disadvantages of dropshipping with South African suppliers? Number 1, most South African suppliers don't even know what dropshipping is, so it can be a challenge when dealing with some suppliers. Number 2, you can be subjected to smaller margins because most suppliers are wholesalers that import and resell to other businesses depending on your niche though. Number 3, if a product is out of stock, you can't sell it. New stock can take months to arrive in the country. Number 4, you will be competing with other established businesses, but here's the thing. If you decide to build a dropship business overseas, you will just be competing with established companies overseas as well. Okay, so what are the advantages of dropshipping with overseas suppliers? Number 1, there are a lot more suppliers who understand dropshipping, and in most cases, when you order and place an item in a cart, there is a dropshipping option. Number 2, you are often spoiled for choice in terms of product selection. And number 3, you don't need to submit any paperwork, company registration, etc. Because most suppliers on platforms like AliExpress, where you can dropship from, do not care about documents, but you might be required to be a formal business in your country and pay taxes when dealing directly with some companies. So what are the disadvantages of dropshipping with overseas suppliers? Number 1, communication is often delayed because of the different time zones. Number 2, it is difficult to return faulty or incorrect products. In most cases, it's just not worth it. Number 3, it's difficult to monitor inventory levels. 4, delivery speed is slower, anything between 7 to 60 days or longer. And these days, this is just an estimate depending on the country. Customs and clearance processes might make it longer. And bear in mind that most people that buy online in South Africa expect 2 to 5 days delivery, and in many countries such as USA and UK, 1 to 2 days delivery is expected. So where should you sell your product? The obvious choice will be setting up your own online store on platform like Shopify or WooCommerce, but that's if you are brave enough. Okay, a fully fledged e-commerce shop is not the only option, and certainly not an obvious choice for some people. An e-commerce store will require a small investment on your part in the beginning, or about an hour of your time if you know what you are doing. And you will have options of starting a store on Shopify, WooCommerce, building and designing your own cart from scratch, or all the e-commerce platforms out there. And you can sell on Facebook or via WhatsApp. You can dropship wherever people are selling and buying. You can also start small by selling on third-party sites. A third-party site websites can be an online marketplace such as Facebook Marketplace. If you're overseas, eBay, Amazon. In South Africa, Bid or Buy, Takealot, Loot, etc. And when you sell on online marketplaces, you will learn about your market, product, and e-commerce in general. And once you start getting some momentum and sales under your belt, then you can expand by setting up your own web store. I've attached a link below to how to launch an e-commerce store in an hour. Thanks guys for listening. If you like this video and would like to see more like this, leave a comment that says Dropshipping South Africa in the comments below. And feel free to ask any questions. We do reply. Bye guys.